Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we are still here at the Showstoppers event on the CES, and we found a new smartphone brand. Actually, I've never heard of this, and it's called KPhone. Lucky enough, I've got here Mr. Scott Robbins, and could you quickly introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hi, I'm Scott Robbins. I'm the Vice President of Sales for KPhone USA, and we are launching a brand new line of unlocked cell phones into the marketplace in February.
So what's so special about your smartphones?
Well, essentially what it is we're now allowing folks to get into the smartphone market with a phone that they'd want to buy at a price point that they want to pay. Given the changing marketplaces in the unlocked phones, we wanted to be able to put forward a quality product that gave people a sense of pride in the phone that they would pull out without having to go to some of the other brands and pay $600-700 for a phone. We're able to have that same quality, that same feature and functionality in a $200 to $300 price point.
Alright, so can we have a look at one of the biggest ones?
Absolutely.
So let's get started with this one. It's called the K6. So could you tell us something about it?
Yeah, the K6, this is one of our largest phones. This one is set up with octa-core processing. It's got amazing graphics on a screen per inch. What we try to do with ours is, as a 5.5, the screen to body ratio is higher than that even of the 6S from Apple.
Yeah, the bezel is also very small.
Yeah, very, very small bezel. And we've got actually a fingerprint scanner set up on the back side of this, which is really where it should be, where his finger was already touching, which is what naturally would happen. So rather than having a fingerprint scanner on the front, you've actually got it where you would be grabbing it. Add to that this one is actually going to be a $249 price point with all of the bells and whistles that you want and the expandability from memory and etc. You've got yourself an incredible package that looks the part and plays the part.
So something which is really interesting, I've actually just used MTK devices which feature Hot Knot, but this is the first Snapdragon device which I've seen which features Hot Knot, so this is a pretty cool thing. What can you actually do with Hot Knot?
Well, that's something that we're working on. I'm from the sales perspective.
Okay.
I don't know a lot of the details behind some of the interactions with some of the other software and firmware that we've got functioning with it, but I know that our guys have been working very hard. This product will be coming out in the April-May timeframe, so its final feature list and what it can actually do and how integrated it is to that is still TBD.
Alright, so that's the 6-inch version with a pretty nice body, but for sure there are also smaller ones. And yeah, this one here, it's the 5.5 inch, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what's special about this one?
That one is actually going to be our flagship piece. That'll come out in probably Q3 of this year. That unit is going to have accelerated specs in every capacity. It's going to have the highest res screen. It's going to be able to do 1080p video in full 30 frames per second. It's going to have the best of everything that we can put in it. It really is going to be that phone that everybody's going to want, because quite frankly, if you look at it compared to some of the other specs that are out there today, it meets and beats everything that's on the market right now at 1/3 the price.
So something which is really special, first of all, it's very thin, and there are 2 cameras on the back side, so what is actually the benefit from that?
Well, we have a 13 megapixel and a 2 megapixel rear camera. There's a lot of applications coming out now that allow you to do that binocular focusing. It allows it a lot more folks that are really using their cameras for photography. And this really gives you that option to make your phone into something more than a phone, and it gives you that. Plus, we also have an 8 megapixel front camera. So you actually have 3 cameras. It also has a very large battery, and in essence, though, it's still thinner than today's phones that you have. So we pride ourselves on the phones being quality phones, having a longer battery life than everybody else, and being able to be a solid functioning phone.
Alright, but the back cover is not removable, right?
Correct, no, it is not.
Okay. But quite thin though. Alright, and here the last version, it's the K5, if I'm right?
Yep.
And yeah, what's actually the main point from this here?
This is our entry-level phone, if you will. This is our 5-inch. It's launching on QVC in February. It'll be followed shortly thereafter with other retailers. This phone is $199 retail. It also has Snapdragon. It has Gorilla Glass both front and rear. It has incredible cameras front and rear, 1080p, all the same things you would expect in any high-end phone, aluminum chassis, so you're not getting any of the plastic and sort of the things you would expect when you get a phone that's $199. It's an aspirational design, and what we want is to really put KPhone on the market as that next step brand to be able to compete now that you've got a wide open unlocked phone market.
Alright, so yeah, we talked about KPhone as a brand, but does it sell only in the US or also in Europe or worldwide?
Currently we're selling KPhone in the US. In North America we will go into Canada more than likely. K-Touch, which is our factory, has been selling in Asia and Europe for over a decade. In fact, they've been a top-tier manufacturer in Asia since 2005, when they weren't even smartphones. They were what they call feature phones, which I don't know if you're old enough, but that was before phones had any other features to them other than making phone calls.
Okay, so pretty cool. Everything is available right now except of the flagship model, the K5.5.
Yeah, right now what's available, it's launching in February, is the K5, followed by the K6, which will be launching in the April-May timeframe, and then the K5 and K5 Plus, which is the 5.5 inch. That'll be probably Q3 because that's one we're really trying to make sure we can stuff the last of it. And there's going to be some new processors coming down the pike, and we're kind of trying to time that with the new processors.
Okay, so pretty interesting. I had a lot of MTK smartphones, but usually the phones I had with the Snapdragon, also the cheaper ones, performed a little bit better. So I'm really interested actually in those products, and maybe we'll see a review hands-on pretty soon on our channel, so stay tuned. All right, so thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Scott Robbins.
Enjoy the show.
And, see you soon in the next one.
Thank you.